traction, and then you're done. So if you can keep it moving, then you're okay. We'll go down here and slide into the next field, right? You are now watching Farming with Duffy Ag. Welcome back. Before we dive into today's video, merch plug. Last day, March 31st, as far as anybody who makes an order today gets their name on their planter box. This has been going on for a month and a half now. And I appreciate everybody. There's a lot of really good names, a lot of support on that side of it. Planter boxes are on their way. New yellow poly boxes, new lids, everything like that. So planters coming together. We got a lot of work to do coming up, so I appreciate you guys watching along, liking, subscribing, hitting the merch store, duffyag.com. Go hit it up. Anybody who orders today, you get a slip of paper, gives you the details on how to send your name in, and we're gonna get somebody who can actually write and legible, unlike me, to put names on the boxes. So I'm excited for it. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome at support. But let's dive right back into manure hauling. Alrighty, we're back to it. It's even colder today than yesterday. Dave's here picking up milk. Appreciate you watching along, Dave. He watches every night when he gets done hauling milk. Yeah, it's pretty cold, but we're gonna get after it today. Appreciate you guys watching along. Let's see if we can get some manure out. Let's see if that fixes some of our issues. So, almost dropped him. It is freaking cold today. But we run some manure out today. We'll be good for till we're actually ready to go spread. But I got some bolts and I got some nuts. Grade 8. There we go. That should do it for us. So let's pop this one. This one actually kept us going last night. If you didn't watch the previous video, go back, watch it. Day 1 of spreading manure. Yeah, you know, all the action. We keep it coming for you guys. Daily uploads. Don't forget, like and subscribe. I took my screwdriver back. Gotta go get that. Pop this one out. These were just regular bolts. We've always kind of just run regular bolts, but we're not pumping things that can really break nothing, so at least we hope not. Otherwise, if you do put something in here, like if you weld this solid, when stuff breaks, like really breaks. There we go though. But when solid manure, when chunks come through, then it gets all upset and snaps the bolts, and before you know it, things are... Why is that not turning? Sure hope that's not frozen. I don't think it is. We're cold, but we're not that cold, I don't think. I hope not. Otherwise this morning's gonna go really, really bad. Get that one out. Do a little glow plug action, says how many seconds remaining. Since it was cold, I'll be real nice. We'll do 2 cycles of it. But then get half a tank of fuel, so it says that we can start. But if we do that again, well, it goes right back to start. She did not want to start there. Woo! Little cold. Little cold. So this thing rolled over 10,000 hours last fall, so we're at 184 hours. So in this market right now, yeah, let's put a cab kit in it, buff it up. 150, I'll sell you this tractor right now. Used tractor market is nuts. But yeah, this thing has 10,184. So I'll let it warm up. I'll open my valves back up. We'll see what we get into. It's coming over the top, but that valve's open. That valve was stuck shut. So it's frozen right in here. So this pipe somewhere is frozen. Probably all of it's frozen because it's 18 degrees out and the wind's been whipping all night. It goes up that way, so we're good there. But it was sitting right here in the corner, and yeah. Let's see if we can get covered in manure today or not. Yeah. So we got a plug in there somewhere. I did get it off. I don't know how much GoPro battery or footage filmed because GoPro battery shut off. It's up here. The other end of it's not frozen. So there's just got to be a chunk, probably right in the corner of the elbow or something. Get some hot water onto it. It was literally just frozen from there to there, just on that elbow. But you can see smoke coming out the other side, so that's a good sign. So we got it. Yeah, one-man crew out here. A little sketchy. Thought that thing was gonna fall over. And I smell like cow manure, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning. That's always good. I probably should have just drained the pumps out last night. The valve still would have froze with no manure in between, because I had to fight those, but that wasn't too bad to actually. It was just a little bit at the end, so we'll go set it back on. It would be easier if I had help, because I'm worried I'm gonna tip this thing over, so we're going slow. And, well, I don't know how I'm gonna set this back down on it. Well, we're gonna figure it out. So this is why I absolutely hate pumping manure when it's cold. I know there's plenty of people, let me sneak around all this. I know there's plenty of people that pump manure all winter long, and they have good days and bad days, and well, we had a bad day just now, but looking at the pit, we're down, I don't know, 8 inches. So if we have another day like yesterday where we moved right along, we'll be okay. Hopefully. Maybe. I sure hope so. Alrighty, let's go see if we can set this down over here. Day you can do that where you set it by yourself. I'm trying to put the blocks back where they were. Grab it from the front, pull it over a little bit, and then it will set right in. That way the fill stand and everything, or the stop block is still in the right spot, and I can not have to mess around and move everything. was yesterday. I think tomorrow it's supposed to be in the 40s, and then what's the next day? Thursday? Yeah. Thursday will be in the 60s, I think it says, but we're gonna get rain then. Slide across. What we did yesterday and into the night. This field actually, it looks really good from here. Like as far as the coverage, not too many ruts. Yeah. So as I said, I don't think we're actually going to harvest any cover crop, just because I got it out so late. The seeder did a good job, but germination was a lot lower just because we were so late. This year, end of September, literally I want to get corn off, get manure out as fast as possible, and then get right into cover crop. I'd much rather be putting manure on the cover crop to help it feed, to help get more organic matter into the soil, along with if we're spreading. So we got to get rid of the manure because we're full. And if we're going to spread it on hay ground, we're just going to make a mess. The grass is still pretty dormant, so it ain't growing. Yeah, it has some utilization, but it's not like it's pulling in that as aggressive. Cover crop is alive and growing. And the cover crop is triticale. Or some people say I say it wrong, triticale. But in the US, pretty much everybody calls it triticale. So that is why I'm still spreading on just cover crop ground. They did say, why don't we spread on it and incorporate it. It might be okay out, but the second we start running the tractor, things are not going to be okay out. And honestly, I could go run the 75-20, but I don't think I'm moving enough manure to really make it worth incorporating it in. And then we kill it with cover crop there. I'd rather it grow up some and then have somewhat of a plant to put back in. But that's also why I put row cleaners on the planter, why I thought it was adequate to put row cleaners on, because it helps push some of those root ball debris out of the way and plant right into it. And no, we're not no-till, we're not set up for it. I think incorporating manure is a very big asset, especially on years like this where fertilizer is going to be expensive. Urea and manure oxidizes and evaporates, and then you lose it. So if you can incorporate it, I think it's much more beneficial than just putting it on the surface and calling it good. I'm too far over to the right. When I moved that, it messed up where I load to. I keep backing up in the wrong spot. I got a comb back there that tells me where to, how close to get to. Spread as much as I could in there. I actually got myself pretty well stuck up in the top corner, but we got it. So there's like one pass. Maybe if they put the tractor back on, it will spread, but I think the farm gave up on it spreading any manure. So I'll just keep it moving. We'll go down. We got another big field. Hopefully, the small fields, when the soil's not dry, makes it the hardest, because as you're turning around or stopping and starting, it's when you lose traction and then you're done. So if you can keep it moving, then you're okay. We'll go down here and slide into the next field, right? Well, I'm pushing my luck. It seems dry enough. I don't know. I should have started turning. I ran out of the load, started turning, and it just kept going straight. So Gets wetter back that way, but I figured we were okay, so maybe we can stay up on the high side and get a few more loads out. But yeah, I don't, this is less than ideal as far as spreading, but we're moving some manure. A few more loads and we'll be good. That will have enough out that we'll make it till it actually is time to spread. Hey, don't go in the manure. So yeah, this is great. Just needed a little pull. When trucking, really doing anything. Food. We got some Uber Eats. We got some Wendy's. Don't worry, you ain't gonna always get some. But we'll keep it moving. The last loads, we made it okay. So I'll eat up. If I get 5 more loads out, another 35,000 gallons, that should put us in a good place to get us, if Mother Nature plays games this spring, make it till end of April. Now that I'm in the swing of it, things are actually moving along. Little glimpse in the pool. Yeah, agitators out there. You can vaguely see it circling around somewhere out there. But we're feeling good, so we better make sure we don't overfill that. Maybe a load or 2 more. We'll call it a day, but pretty good for where we're at. That should give us enough storage. So we have more storage going up, but we could have let it fill up some more, but that will mean we'll make it all the way to end of April if we need to, because we don't know what Mother Nature's gonna do. Road action. It always amazes people that we farm with tight roads like that. I know Europe has a lot of tight areas, but all their equipment set up to be under 3 meters, so 9 foot, and it's all narrow transport, stuff like that. Well, not all of it, but there's a lot more restrictions. But yeah, tight roads. We didn't meet one person, but nothing too crazy. Granted, it's 4 o'clock, so in a little bit, traffic will start to pick up as people come home from work. I think we're gonna have 1 more load after this, and that will be all I can actually spread out here without getting myself stuck. I think. Got quite a bit of it covered. There's deer over there. He's sees them and he wants to go. Yeah. But if I let you out, you're gonna run in manure and smell for days. So I had to skip some spots like right out there just because I couldn't make the turn, and stopping, backing up, and then starting again, risking getting stuck is not worth it. Someday I would love floater tires on this trailer. I think that would make everything amazing. But currently, for a set of floater tires and rims, it's like, for 4 of each, it's like 16,000, maybe more. Absolutely nuts. So this whole setup cost me a little bit more than that. So putting tires on it that cost that much, it's a challenge. That's why I look for deals like the ones that are on it. Alrighty, we did a decent day. I think that will be it. So it's 5 o'clock now. Maybe we'll be done early. Pretty exhausted if you ask me, but since we're done for a period, I unloaded the tank right here. I guess there's a little bit more in there than I thought. But let's see if we can't take a shower. So you drain that out. Manure sitting in a tank just ruins it. But yeah. Looks good. Looks real good. You guys did a good job today. Always something. Alrighty, I'll let that drain out. Put the cap back on it because we got to run up the road. And then I think we got to scrape some roads and move some rocks back, and we'll be good from there. On to the next project. What do we got? What do we got? Okay. Drain the pump out because we're not going to do it for a while. So I shut everything, that valve, those valves, and there's a plug at the bottom. There we go. Oh. Okay, get out of the danger zone. Okay, I got somewhere to go when it starts coming out. Oh, yeah, it got me. Oh. Yeah. Damn. Okay. So, if you're gonna build a slurry store, don't do the cheap thing, which is elevate this instead of leave it down, because then this stuff doesn't go anywhere. So this should all be sloped out and down. But when they built it, I'm thinking 10 years ago, 12 years ago. I was 18 years old. I had no idea what was going on. But yeah, I regret it, and I'd love to change it, and you guys got manure on. Yeah. But yeah, this should all be lower. All of this. Tractor sits too high, everything. So alrighty, we got one open. So as it drains, it then drains and fills in the pool for the, or the hole for the valve. Same with on this side if it comes this way. Bad design. So valves are open, that way nothing freezes, nothing breaks. We'll leave that cover off, but see, now we got to dig all this out. Just makes for a bad time. So don't cheap out on it. All this stuff should be lower. We have, yeah, got to get around to it. I don't know where Yanko was here. He's over the hill. I hear him doing something. But yeah, now I got a rag that's covered, got some manure on it, because I got manure on me. Alrighty, we'll clean the road up a little bit. this road's supposed to get repaved. That'll be so much nicer. It's so uneven. So messed up. Phone's going off non-stop. Yeah, just do a little cleaning. Someday I'll own a street sweeper attachment. The one that we borrowed in the past has been somebody that my brother gets it from. And it's usually we borrow it because it's here. But alrighty, one entrance done. All I'm scraping is really dirt, but people get bent out of shape, so, and it makes it dusty and whatnot. Just trying to be a good neighbor. Then I'll pull these rocks back because, well, otherwise people like to drive around in fields and stuff, as we all know. So some places where we have narrow entrances and it's close enough, we put rocks in the way so then people can't drive around in them. Let me get this one. I don't know why they pushed them so far away. Makes it challenging to bring them back in. But I did dump the last of the load there, so if somebody drives in there, they're in for a rude awakening. Trying to roll them instead of... Also gotta look out for cars. They come out of nowhere. Ain't nobody stops for a piece of equipment. Okay, that one's good. Got a car coming up. Just gotta move this one over. Alrighty. Maybe. Yeah, ain't no car that small. I wouldn't think so. We're good. All finished up pumping for now. We'll probably have a month where we don't spread any manure, at least of our own. Still got to work on this. So we got that valve and that motor that's in the box to put on. We got to finish the top side of it. We got to paint some things. We got to do hydraulics. Whew, we got a lot to do. I do see that my greenpartstore.com order has shipped. Says it will be here the 1st. I don't even know what today's, the 28th. So is that Saturday? Which will be good. Then we can put the rest of the markers on, and that will be the cross shafts, so we can fit everything up. But then we're gonna take all that stuff back off because we're gonna paint it. So at least give it a once over clean it up some. But appreciate you guys watching along. 2 days of manure hauling. I know manure hauling isn't the most action-packed. When we have 2 trucks, it'll be a little bit more fun because we get some more interaction. But me driving around by myself, Yanko doesn't have much of a conversation with me. So I'm like, hey, what do you want for lunch? And he looks at me. I'm like, yep. But yeah, we got plenty of stuff still to do. So appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna get out of here. Taco Tuesday. You guys know the rules. Someday I'll take you along for tacos and I'll show you what goes on. I'm a big authentic taco guy. So yeah, appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.